Hey, Essentials families. Okay, so quickly I want to go through an infinitive as well. So an infinitive is to plus a verb used as a noun, adjective, or an adverb. Remember, to plus a noun or pronoun is not an infinitive. That would be a prepositional phrase. To would be our preposition. The noun or pronoun would be our object of the preposition. So make sure that you don't get those confused. So, okay, remember, to plus a verb, our infinitives, can be used as different parts of speech. So when it's used as a noun, the young boy tried to read. Here, to read would be our infinitive, and here it's used as a direct object. Boy being our subject, tried being our transitive verb, to read would be our direct object. Next, it can be used as an adjective. That was a day to remember. Here it's describing or modifying day. What kind of day? To remember. It can also be used as an adverb. An adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. So here, the print is hard to see. Hard is an adjective. Yes, hard is an adjective. Actually, it's the predicate adjective here. And to see modifies hard, or adjective hard. So there, it would be modifying an adjective and playing an adverb there. So when we diagram an infinitive, we diagram it on this little stick man here. And to goes on a slanted line. The verb always goes on a horizontal line. And the entire stick man will be in the place on the diagram. So for example, if it were the direct object, it would be in the place of the direct object. If it were an adjective, it would be in the place of a modifier. So let's look at a couple. In an infinitive phrase, it's going to be the infinitive plus its modifiers. So in this first example here, the young boy tried to read the book. Now our infinitive has a modifier. So to read in this case, our phrase, to read would be our subject, book would be our direct object. So if we were going to diagram that, we would go ahead and question confirm this part of our sentence. So boy would be our subject, noun, who or what tried, boy, label that subject noun. What is being said about boy, tried, that would be our verb. Boy tried what? To read the book. Can to read the book replace or describe boy? No, it can't. So we would label that direct object and label that transitive verb. Young modifies boy. It answers the question, which boy? Young boy. That's our adjective. Here's our adjective article, the. So now let's see how to diagram that. So our subject goes here, boy. The is a modifier, our adjective article. Young is also an adjective, goes under boy. Then we have our verb, tried. Okay, and then our infinitive with its modifier is going to go in the place of our direct object because it's playing a direct object in our sentence. So we're going to make our little stick figure here. There's our legs. To goes here. Read goes here. And now it's like its own basic frame of the diagram. We put our direct object line there. Book is our direct object in this case. The would be our modifier. So now this whole phrase is our direct object and it has its own frame of diagram. So let's look at the next one. So the next one, this is playing an adjective in this sentence. The mechanic to call is Pete. To call answers the question, which mechanic? to call. The mechanic to call. So if we were going to question confirm this, who or what is mechanic, subject noun. What's being said about the mechanic is, that's our verb. Can you see that? Mechanic is what? Pete. Can Pete replace or describe mechanic? Yes, it can. So that would be our predicate nominative. To call, we already said that that was an adjective describing mechanic. The is our adjective article. So let's see how to diagram that if it were a modifier. Okay, so mechanic goes here in our subject area. Is our linking verb. Oh, sorry about that. Verb linking. And then remember, it's a diagonal line for our predicate nominative, Pete. And then to call modifies our subject mechanic. So we have our line here, and then we make our little stick man right here. So it's to call. Oh, and then we have our adjective article, the. So it will be diagrammed as a modifier just like normal. It has its own line on its horizontal line. So last one, let's see how it's diagrammed as an adverb. Sheila is ready to go home. So here we have another infinitive phrase. And if we were to question confirm, who or what is Sheila? Sheila will be our subject noun. What's being said about Sheila is would be our verb. Sheila is what? Ready. Ready would be our adjective. Can ready replace or describe Sheila? Yes, it can. So this would be a predicate adjective, and this verb would be linking. So now, to go home describes ready. If ready is an adjective, what is the definition of an adverb? Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. So to go home has its own modifier. Home would be a direct object. So let's diagram that. Sheila goes in our subject. Is goes in our verb. Ready is our predicate adjective. Now again, this has its own line and it modifies ready. So we make our modifier here. Our stick figure goes here. To goes here. Go. And now we need a line for a direct object, home. And that's how we would modify each of these infinitives with its own modifiers.